What's up, guys? It's Ty here, and today I have the Week 12 2017-2018 NFL recap for you guys. And it was Thanksgiving week here in football, and you know what that means. We got 3 games on Thursday, Thanksgiving, November the 23rd. And man, I mean, there was one really good game. I mean, I guess 2 good games. But the first one was the best. And the second one, you know, the Redskins, Giants, but then the Chargers. But we'll talk about it. So the Vikings, they move on to 9-2. They beat the Detroit Lions in Motown. I think. Yeah, I mean, I'll be dumb if I get that wrong. Motor City, we'll say. They took a 13-0 lead in the first quarter, but then the Lions did come back, but it was a little bit too late because the Vikings did win. Marvin Jones had 6 receptions, 129 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Latavius Murray had 84 on the ground with a touchdown. Case Keenum was 21 for 30, 282 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Through the air, he also had 1 running. He ran the read option. So then the Los Angeles Chargers went to Dallas and beat the Cowboys, beat them down bad, 28-6. Without Zeke, the Cowboys look absolutely atrocious, and that's also that's also because of Tyron Smith being hurt as well. But Phillip Rivers went off, 27 for 33, 434 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Keenan Allen had 11 receptions, 172 yards, and a touchdown as well. The Chargers are on the upswing, man. They might make the playoffs after starting 0-4. Watch out for the Chargers, guys. Watch out. And the Washington Redskins beat the New York Giants 22-10. It was tied up after 3, and then the Redskins scored 10 in the 4th to pick up the win. Kirk Cousins was 19 for 31, 242 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Samaje Perine had 100 yards on the ground, and Jamison Crowder had 7 receptions, 141 yards, and a touchdown. And this is also news. You guys probably know about this already, but Eli Manning has been benched for Geno Smith. In his press conference, he did almost cry, and that's sad. I mean, I know the Giants are doing bad, but I mean, you either got to trade. You can't trade him away now. At least let him finish the season, then get rid of him, or try to trade him in the offseason. But that's kind of sad. But Eli Manning is now benched, no longer the starting quarterback for the New York Football Giants. On to Sunday's action, the Atlanta Falcons beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 34-20. Matt Ryan was 26 for 35, 317 yards, and a touchdown. Tevin Coleman had 97 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. And then, Julio Jones went absolutely off. 12 receptions, 253 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Last year, he had a 300-yard game. This year, he has a 253-yard game. Guys, he had basically a quarter of 1,000 yards. That's amazing. I think he's the 2nd leading receiver now in the league for yards. One of those touchdowns he caught was from Mohamed Sanu, who is a wide receiver, by the way. So, yeah, I mentioned that in the Team of the Week video. If you guys haven't watched that, go check it out. It's one of my recent videos. The Cincinnati Bengals beat the 0-11 Cleveland Browns. What's new? 30-16. Joe Mixon had 114 yards and a touchdown on the ground, and then nothing really crazy. There's Deshaun Kaiser and A.J. Green, but nothing crazy there. The Tennessee Titans beat the Indianapolis Colts 22-16. Very weird scoreline. Again, no really crazy stats here. But I guess the Titans, they snapped their losing streak. Oh, their first win in 10 times. Wow. So they've not won in Indianapolis in 10 times. But they snapped it there. Titans sneakily 7-4. I mean, I think they've won 4 straight, I want to say. But they don't feel like they're a 7-4 team. But, hey, they are. I don't think they're going to do well in the playoffs, though. The Buffalo Bills went to Kansas City at Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs 16-10. After being 5-0, the Chiefs are now 1-5. But we've seen the Chiefs be 1-5 and then win 10 in a row. So it's kind of like Chiefs are such a streaky team. I actually think the Chiefs can maybe even win 5 in a row to end out the year and finish 11-5. I wouldn't be surprised. I actually think the Chiefs will finish 10-6 on the year. That's just me. But, hey. The Bills, though, 16-10. No crazy stats again. But hey, Tyrod Taylor did well. Yeah. This was not shock to anybody. The Patriots barely cover the spread, by the way. They beat the Miami Dolphins, who have lost, it looks like, 5 straight. 35-17. Tom Brady was 18 for 28, 277 yards and 4 touchdowns. Dion Lewis had 112 yards on the ground, and Brandon Cooks had 6 receptions, 83 yards, and a touchdown. Gronk had 2 of Brady's 4 touchdowns as well. A nice sight to see right here. The Carolina Panthers 8-3. I'm very happy to see that. I mean, I'm not a Carolina fan, but I just like, I don't know. I feel like Cam Newton, like, he gets crapped on. I don't want to say another word, but I feel like he deserves better. So I'm kind of glad that the Panthers are playing well. They beat the Jets 35-27. Josh McCown, though, 19 for 36, 370 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Robbie Anderson keeping up his amazing year. 6 receptions, 146 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Dang. No surprise to anyone here. The first 10-win team of the year is the Philadelphia Eagles. They beat the Chicago Bears in Lincoln Financial Field 31-3. What's new? Carson Wentz, 23 for 36, 227 yards and 3 touchdowns. Zach Ertz keeping up his freaking best tight end caliber year. 10 receptions, 103 yards, and a touchdown. If you guys don't know, I am a Zach Ertz fan. I mean, I have been, always will be. The Seattle Seahawks beat the San Francisco 49ers 24-13. Russell Wilson was 20 for 34, 220 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And that's about it from that stat line. A 14-point fourth quarter was not enough for the Denver Broncos to lose their 7th straight. The Oakland Raiders beat them 21-14. Keith Talib and Michael Crabtree got at it again, and they both got suspended for a game, or the next game they play. Keith Talib had to snatch Michael Crabtree's chain for the 2nd time, and it's pretty funny. A lot of memes from that. But Derek Carr, 18 for 24, 253 yards and 2 touchdowns. Actually really good. Marshawn Lynch had 67 on the ground and a touchdown as well. In one of the premier games of the week right here, probably the best game, probably the best matchups, like with records and whatnot. The Los Angeles Rams moved to 8-3 as they beat the Saints, snapping their 8-game winning streak, but the Saints are still 8-3. Jared Goff was 28 for 43, 354 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara, oh my god, the best fantasy pickup I've ever made in my life. 5 carries, 87 yards, and a touchdown. He had some receptions too. And Cooper Kupp, 8 receptions, 116 yards. It's also pretty solid. Oh man, the Jaguars, man, they lose to the bad teams, but hey, what can you do? The Arizona Cardinals beat the Jaguars 27-24. Blaine Gabbert, 22 for 38, 241 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Ricky Seals-Jones had 72 yards and a touchdown as well. The Pittsburgh Steelers moved to 9-2 on the year as they beat the Green Bay Packers 31-28. Chris Boswell hit a 53-yard field goal as time expired. I did see that. Ben Roethlisberger was 33 for 45, 351 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Antonio Brown, man, he's been playing great lately. 10 receptions, 168 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's insane. And then on Monday night, the Baltimore Ravens move above 500, actually. I didn't think that was actually happening. They beat the Houston Texans 23-16. Alex Collins had 60 yards on the ground with a touchdown. And DeAndre Hopkins had 7 receptions, 125 yards. So that's it from Week 12, guys. Let's just predict Week 13 just for the heck of it. I think the Redskins are going to win this game. I think the Falcons are actually going to win this game at home. The Bills are definitely beating the Patriots. I'm going with that. Bears are going to beat the 49ers. Buccaneers are going to beat the Packers. The Titans are going to beat the Texans. The Dolphins, I think, are going to beat the Broncos. The Chiefs are going to beat the Jets. The Jaguars are going to beat the Colts. The Lions are going to beat the Ravens. The Chargers are going to beat the Browns. The Raiders are going to beat the Giants. The Panthers are going to beat the Saints. The Rams are going to beat the Cardinals. The Seahawks are going to beat... No. The Eagles are going to beat the Seahawks. And on Monday nights, the Steelers are going to beat the Bengals. So, if you guys wanted to enjoy the video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to YouTube. If you haven't already, this is Tyler signing off saying, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Have a good one. Later.